in this video, I'm going to show you something that's extremely embarrassing actually to me, and something that I've never showed before on this channel, which will be one of my first ever high ticket closing calls that I ever took. That was absolute dog shit. The reason why I'm showing you this is because I've been in this industry now for over 3.5 years. I personally closed millions of dollars myself. I've coached some of the biggest teams in this industry, and I currently make over 40K a month in the space. But obviously, like anyone else, I started off in a very different position. I started off with very just bad circumstances to begin with. I had extremely strong accent. I was living with my parents. I was very, very insecure. I was very, very introverted. And that's why I want to show you this video. I want to show you this live sales call that I took, so you can see not just me saying this, but actually seeing it live. Because I see a lot of people right now thinking that, oh, you need to be this 10 out of 10 salesperson, you need to like speak perfect English and have all these different things in place to start high ticket sales. I did not have those things in place. I sucked. Like where you're at right now, wherever you are watching this video, imagine like 10 steps behind you, like 10 steps worse. That was me. And you will see this in a second. That's why I want to show you this. Because if I could do this, if I, as a Swedish, when I was 18, 19, I got into this industry, was able to get to a point where I, in 3 months, hit 10K a month, you can do it too. And this video will break all of your limiting beliefs, all of your fears. Can I do this? Will I be able to make it work? Because you will see how shit my energy was. And that's going to make it so much more realistic for you to be able to get into this and see that you can actually do it. Because at the end of the day, high ticket sales, getting good at any skill whatsoever, is just about putting in the reps, improving at it. And that's, you can learn anything that you want if you have a strong belief inside of your head, which I had back here. That was the only thing I had, a strong belief and it's like a desire to make it work. And you will see absolute dog shit. So we'll just dive into this right now. I'll show you exactly how this call went. We'll look at a couple of minutes here. You'll see how I speak, how I carry myself. Look at my energy. Look at my tonality. Compare my tonality right now, how I speak today, after having done this for multiple years, taking thousands of calls, compared to what it was like back here. Let's dive into this.
A 9 to 5 to working like a 24/7 with this business. So the biggest key here to make sure that you can actually avoid that and work only 5 to 10 hours per week is to just identify these bottlenecks before they appear and just eliminate them.
Identify what?
Yeah, so the key to make sure that you can actually only work like 5-10 hours per week is basically to identify these bottlenecks before they appear. And
this is so cringe. It's absolutely insane. You hear my tonality. I sound so weak in what I'm saying. And it comes back to uncertainty. I talk about this all the time on this channel, which is the best salespeople are extremely certain. You transfer sales is transferring your certainty over to someone else. This right here, I think, is in the pitching part of the call, because this recording is, I think the recording got like cut off or something. So that's why it's like 7 minutes in, but it's actually the pitch. I'm basically pitching him right now. I'm walking him through the program, and you can hear this no conviction. You can hear this guy say, like, obviously super skeptical, because he's like, what is this guy talking about? Because there's no conviction. I'm saying the right words, which, by the way, I'm reading off of a script in this call, because I was so new and I hadn't really like learned the process. I was reading for a script, but there's no conviction. There's no depth behind what I'm saying. Yeah, and also you hear my like my voice is so like insecure in what I'm saying, because I'm very just like self-conscious back here, and I'm very just like uncomfortable because I'm talking to this like big successful American guys, like been doing real estate for like multiple years. I was selling a real estate offer, by the way, at this point, and I'm this like 19-year-old guy sitting in Sweden, like half across the world, trying to like sell to him. So many different things in my head going on. But again, this comes back to, I did not let this stop me. I sucked. Like where you're at right now is probably so much better than I was at in this call. But still, I did not stop. I didn't quit. I stuck this because I realized that high ticket sales is as simple. It's one simple skill that I'm learning. And I just realized if I just do enough reps, I'm not going to suck anymore. So I stuck to this. And 3 months after this, because obviously I didn't close this guy, I didn't make any money like this on this first calls I took. But then a month or 3 months into it, I hit my first $10,000 a month in high ticket sales because I stuck to it. So please just like let this break your limiting beliefs. Like there's nothing that's in your journey, unless you're like, you hate the idea of ever being on a sales call and you can't even speak a word of English. Unless that's your case, like you can make this work. You can do it if you just listen to that desire and that you just hold that belief within yourself. Okay, let's keep going here.
like eliminate them.
Oh, the bottlenecks.
Yeah, correct.
Got it.
So does that make sense, or any questions on that part?
No.
And finally, what we're going to do is we're going to help you scale and actually grow your business without causing like any operational issues.
And how do you do that?
Yeah. So basically, we show you like the step-by-step process, exactly how you can do that. And this is basically so we can get into that like multi-6 and multi-6 figure income.
Yeah, this hurts to watch. See, I'm speaking so slowly. This guy's like, Race, get to the point. What's going on? I'm speaking super slow. A lot of insecurity in my voice. And it's this upward inflection, you know. It sounds like I'm asking questions in everything I'm saying, like I'm speaking right now, you know. It sounds like I'm questioning myself in every single word, taking these long pauses, which is making it feel like this, like I'm transferring my uncertainty to him. He can feel like this guy is super uncertain and he's not buying into anything I'm saying. This is like one of the biggest things you guys can take away from this video. Is like, number one, there's like this very, very unlikely that your position is so bad that you can't do this. You can. I work with people that are in school. People are 17, 18, 19 years old, you know, and this was me when I started off in this industry. You know, like I'd failed with an agency for like over 2 years, living with my parents. No one in my family is like in sales. Everyone around me thought that like sales wasn't even like a good thing to be doing. I sucked. And I still just kept going. I still kept just like believing in myself. And now I'm at the point where like a couple of years later, sales changed my entire life. It's been able to give me complete freedom. I left my parents' house, this little room that I was living in. But like none of this was possible back here. The only thing I had back then was just like in my head, this belief. I think I was 19 or 18 at the time of taking this call. I had this belief inside my head I could figure this out. I could learn the skill. And I believed in it so much that I stuck to it. And it changed my life. So conviction, like having that belief in yourself, like it's gonna change everything if you just listen to that no matter what. You ignore the reality. If I would have looked at my reality back here, of like I'm in my parents' house, I suck at sales right now, and I would make my decisions based off that, I would have quit. But because I had this belief, I decided I'm gonna act based off of what the 10K month Alex would do in this case, which is to continue going and invest in myself and get training and improve my skills, etc. Because I acted on that, I moved forward and got to where I am today. But it all starts off there. It's all starts off with ignoring your current reality and acting based off belief, because that's how your reality change. Like I could have given up because I sucked at sales, and then what would happen? I would just jump into something else. I would start off from zero. Or go back into, let's say, I'll go into 9 to 5. You always like you only change your life when you ignore where you're at right now. You ignore your current reality and act on this delusional self-belief, and you just follow that, and you'll be surprised by how fast your life changed, just like it did for me. We'll keep watching a couple more seconds here, just because I think it's good for you guys to see, to just see how bad this was.
While making sure that we avoid those constraints. And if like the thing, how we show you, for example, like we show you how to, yeah, as I said before, like we show you how to get the right teams, the right process in place to avoid like operational constraints, such as, for example, guest communication. I think you can imagine, like, for example, some guests are like, you might have.
Yeah, we'll pause there. That pitch, horrible. I dropped the price on this guy, and he wanted to think about it, whatever. I didn't know how to handle objection. I just read some objection handle, and then I didn't close the deal. Okay, what did I do to fix this? I just did number one, I done a lot of reps. I just did a lot of repetitions. I invested into getting proper coaching, and the biggest thing that changed stuff for me was just like improve my internal certainty. So what is that? It means mindset work, basically. A lot of people don't realize this, but high ticket sales is not about just having a script. Like I had the script in this call, but I didn't close. Someone else, like my current me, could have this exact same call with the exact same prospect, with following the exact same script, with a completely different outcome. Why is that? Because of how I speak, my conviction. How do you build conviction? Is by holding promises to yourself and acting in alignment with who you want to be. If, for example, if your goal is right now making 10K a month, which was back here for me, if I every single day I work out, I meditate, I train sales, I role play, I practice, I reach out to companies. If I do the inputs every single day that the 10K month version of myself would do, that builds the conviction. That shows me that I'm capable. And that's the only thing that I did, is do a lot of reps that built that confidence. And that's how I got to where I am today. That's the only thing holding you back right now, is starting to align your actions with who you want to be. And then you'll watch your life change very, very quickly as a result of that. I hope this give you guys some insight, and hope this is valuable to see. Let me down in the comments if this was helpful. If I might help to get trained properly on high ticket sales, not just the script, but how to actually sell from my place of certainty, like I've learned myself, then you can apply for my mentorship and placement down below this video if you're actually serious about this. And if you have any questions, shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'll see you as always tomorrow in the next video. Take care. Ciao.